What's good, YouTube, and welcome to the house. I've seen way too many duelists huffing the copium, saying this card won't get reprinted, oh, this card's gonna miss the megatons, oh, I got the card that's gonna miss. Every single year people try to play this game, and once in a great while, and hey, thanks for subscribing, by the way, once in a great while they hit a dart on the dartboard. Oh, Chaos Dragon Legionnaire got ultimate rared, and it missed the 10s. Oh, wait, right around the corner, what's that? A March reprint set ended up getting Levy in there. And this year, what lines up behind the megatons? Oh, Gold Series, Brothers of Legend, brother. You have two immediate reprint sets that also will be giving holo upgrades. And then still somewhere in the future, I don't know if it'll be a March reprint set anymore with the schedule getting shifted on a lot of products, but you'll still have a big $30 MSRP reprint set somewhere earlier next year than the other reprint sets. So you have, even if something misses, that on the horizon, but people like to play that game of, oh, it missed, oh, it's gonna jump in price, oh, let's go get it, let's go buy it early. People play that temporary game and try to make money. I don't blame you for that, but this is what happens the moment a reprint hits, and I wish I could make more fun of my eternal rival on Market Watches, the Dragon Maids, but it comes to another point. That reprint was so good, let's do it again. How many times do we hear that with Konami? How many times does that happen? And we're going to specifically highlight that, but this is already a 25% fall-ish on market, and then you also have Droplet, which was announced for Battles of Legend. This could be a short print inside Battles. This could somehow miss the megatons, yet people are already running from it even with low quantities of sellers. It is now under triple digits when this was previously 125. And though it's not the ultimate rare helping cool it down, that's a $300 card almost that is bubbling into buyout territory right now. It has nothing to do with the quantities on market that are actually affecting the price. The immediate reprint announcement knocked this down about 20%, and now it's falling even further. But when we look at the 2020 tens, every single year's megatons break the rules of previous years somehow. This year we got no promos. Well, last year I should say, we got no promos, and we got Dragoon planted in the 10. This year it seems no promos again. It seems like they're going to try some chase card strategy again, but what will be different specifically, we don't know. Every single year it is something, though. Small as putting Demise in the 10s, or as big as this kind of a change. They reprinted Apollosa over in Gold Series. We already had the reprints of Signet Mining and Phantasmate, yet they did them again. Like, you had so many double down the reprints, it was crazy. And then Phantasmate went into Gold Series again, actually. You had so many different reprinting of cards, and it's awesome. Honestly, a lot of these needed to be more accessible and are still actually decent value for what they are, but Konami didn't shy away from that at all. So people in the lab trying to do the math, figure out what missed, make those really fast gains and try to make a little bit of money. Whenever you do this, this is more so immediately what can be happening to you, and realize you are just trying to guess off the, you know, shoot the three-pointer while falling backwards, basically. You're looking at this and saying, oh, this was ulti, it's not going to get reprinted, and that's the first one that actually got announced. Let's just put that into perspective on how everybody was trying to lab around this year and cook up what wouldn't get reprinted. It's the first one. That being said, Luxury Gaming has a tournament this weekend. It's actually going to be pretty darn big, so there's the prizes as well. But this is June 19th to 20th, $20 entry, and round one starts at 10 a.m. Eastern. You'll want to sign up over here at luxury-gaming-llc.com, all-inclusive, able to sign up through website. The experience is so much better, and these do affect even the market at times. Well, this is sponsored to tell you guys to go check this out. Seriously, these tournaments are huge. If you're not going to be playing, you should be watching. You should be paying attention to the results. And there are so many big prizes to dish out to all of the duels. So go and either watch or play in the Luxury Championship that is coming up this weekend. Let's talk real quick about pre-orders that have happened from new products also. Maximum Gold is up. I kind of do suggest Maximum Gold, of course, using code WhatsGood5 for 5% off to support the channel directly. It gets my thumbs up because of the lineage of Gold Series, and that no Gold Series ever, despite its estimated value pull not being worth it, tends to just skyrocket in price over time. So I suggest it sealed to sit on like a mother hen super long term rather than to necessarily bust open. I think if you want singles that are already announced out of this, go buy the freaking singles. If you want to have something to sit on long-term passively, this is probably a decent product, and both YBM and the Big 3 deals have a very good price on displays, or cases, which have 4 displays, I believe, and then you do have the individuals as well, if you just want something to open and to have fun with on the side there. You do also have Burst of Destiny announced, and Big 3 Deals has this up, but I'm gonna give a couple of warnings rather than my stamp of approval, because this is super hyped early thanks to the Flundries. I do think this set will be a banger, but I think it's kind of calculated by Konami, because this is the 4th set into next year's Megatons. I know we're already talking about the 2022 Megatons, right? Next year's Megatons, though, this is the last set, meaning it has the shortest time on the market before the reprints are coming. Basically, Phantom Rage in this case, and that's if the schedule sticks and they don't pull a Savage Strike, to be fair. But if it's in the next year's Megatons, as should be slated, you have these cards coming extremely fast versus the actual launch date into the shortest time on market, yet still pretty impactful when you consider it's in October. So you do have a good amount of time, but also if you're trying to sit on it sealed, if you're getting this like this course that's going to skyrocket in price like Rise, like Eternity Code, you have more of a 6-month window for that to pan out rather than this immediate, like, you know, long-term, I can sit on it like Blazing Dumpster Fire and hope that the pot chase card goes ahead and pans out like Lightning Vortex did. Not Lightning Vortex, Lightning Storm. I'm a boomer. I'm showing my age with that card. But seriously, with Lightning Storm panned out for Ignition Assault, people are hoping that Prosperity will pan out the same for Blazing Dumpster Fire. You don't have that timeline for that to pan out with something like this, but it does have an end archetype that people are super excited for. The debut of a Wing Beast theme that can triple your normal summoning power. People are super excited for the Flundries. You do have a good amount of time, but if you're sitting on it sealed, be aware that window is shorter. Also, we have no clue how that Dawn of Majesty original theme will pan out, but it will continue in here, so the moment we see that, we will have more info. But we don't even have all the reveals of Burst of Destiny from the OCG headed towards here, but it is looking very good, very early, and I think that is to power up, specifically the 2022 Megatons, and that should be noted by you if you are buying. So I do suggest going ahead and getting it. It might even be worth opening, but I don't want to say that quite yet because we don't know the reveals. Yes, Marketman isn't a traveling info broker that knows everything, but with this, do consider the risks versus the rewards, along with the timeline you will be playing in with others. Speaking of OTS Pack 16, I really like this new price history availability because Cyber Dragon had a buyout and it's already kind of come back down in price. And with so few on market, it's interesting to see the willing sellers there. It actually, you see people paying $260. It was like a low of $280 for a little bit, and then it came back down to be a little more reasonable around the $230, $240, people listing at 220s still. So Cyber Dragon's riding this crazy wave right now, and OTS Pack 16 is definitely the talk of a lot of people's, you know, attention. And with Forbidden Droplet, it should also be interesting. Once you do have a reprint or more reprints of it in the market, bringing the other one down away from near triple digits, how will the ultimate rare be versus Cyber Dragon? I personally think Cyber Dragon is the super long-term winner, but I don't think Droplet's necessarily going out of a metagame anytime super soon with how amazing that it is. Also, just to note, people shocked with the prices. Remember people trying to buy out Nibiru to $300 and still impressively around the $177? Then you have $120 here on Super Polymerization. This was a pretty good OTS pack too, but it really shows the amount people are willing to go to in these buyouts. Yeah, this is more shocking because of how it's sticking this early, making it one of the best OTS packs of all time in terms of price history early. Ice Dragon's Prison is going down, but not because of reprint fears or even ban list fears. It just kind of isn't that good against Tri-Brigade, and then against Drytron it especially suffers. So within our current metagame, it is seeing a lot less main deck play, and it's actually going down in price with a lot more people willing to sell. So be aware of that. And of course, its ability to get a actual upgrade in this year's Megatons to Secret Rare, which I think would look amazing. Cyframe Lord Zeta has a buyout, and I've always thought this one was especially underestimated. Let me read his effect to you real quick. One tuner plus one or more non-tuners. Once per turn during either player's turn, you can target a face-up attack position special summon monster your opponent controls. Oh, Link monsters have to be in attack mode. Banish both it and the card until your next standby phase. If this card is in your graveyard, you can target one other Sci-Frame card in your graveyard, return this card to the extra deck, and if you do, add it to your hand. This has 2 very good effects. It's a level 7 with beefy attack, and it is kind of a floodgate haha out there against Link Summoning and many other strategies, although yeah, in order for Zodiac to, like, attack, they've got to go into Borbo, so they'd probably go to Dryden in defense and try to take care of this. It doesn't always pan out. Think about the matchups and the wording of the card, but I can see why people are finally after this one, as it only has its 1 printing. Next up, I wanted to talk about Ancient Guardians and how it's completely fallen out. It's basically Genesis Impact 2.0, except even less impactful because you don't have a meta deck in here. The Fossilfa Chord is an interesting rogue deck. The Ogdo Attic is a very interesting side deck. I just think with all of this, though, the collector rares, they're falling out. You do have the price dip on every single thing, so if you want the singles out of this, this is realistically the best time. I didn't see it getting this cheap. I didn't see it going this far down, and the crazy price moves that have happened, and collector rares under $20 do pose an interesting question on the future of all collector rares, where the card more so matters than what actually the rarity is in some cases. You do have also bottom out prices and Ghosts from the Past. I would suggest getting cards like Time Thief Adjuster sooner than later, of course using that TCG player link in the description down below, costing you nothing extra to support the channel directly for the cards you'd already be buying. But I think there's actually a lot of really unique cards in here that are pretty darn good, as well as solid value reprints that about now is the time when you see 160 listings of Spheres or 192 listings of Double Barrel. This is probably one of the best times to get the singles before they do get focused in the future and people go, okay, I think most of them are on the market. This is a penny stock. I'm going for it. Now is a pretty good time for that. Look at other March reprint sets, how cards become $8, $9, $10 without reprints over the years. And finally, I am shocked at how cheap Lightning Overdrive cards are getting. Black Rose under 600. You do have Lina falling back out a little, but the booster boxes are sticking for the sealed. This actually had so much for so many different players that it has impressively stayed up there in price. Also, you do have the Amazement Engine kind of being the only thing floating upwards, as everything else is really crashing down in price besides the Amazement Engine. So, and the ZS Ascended Sage, which has a lot of future implications and 100 listings right now. So there is a lot of upward momentum that could be possible for Lightning Overdrive throughout time, especially with how it could impact things, but it's been quite the show on the singles themselves. So what do you think of Lightning Overdrive, how it's been moving, and a lot of downward movement? Do you think, like, I think one day Black Rose Dragon's probably $1,000 Starlight, but right now, it's struggling and actually just sinking down, as this is our current core set. Do you see the same future? Or do you... Nope, it was overhyped. Synchro era, do you have a Ghost Rare, you have an Ultimate Rare, it has too much competition like Trishula? Or do you think Black Rose is just all that more iconic and will end up hitting that point eventually? We'll wait and see. Again, my calls aren't always right. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy these conversations. And I would say I'm good a pretty good amount of times. I would say like 19 out of 20 with the market, maybe a little less. But when it comes down to it, not a financial advisor channel, things can happen. Maybe you are the galactic brain that figures out that card from the Megatens, but people try that dance and pony show every single year. Good luck with it if you're playing it.